Now, he's opened his first office at age 23, sold over $1 million in telecommunication services, has traveled the world with Anthony Robbins training executives, interviewed over 100 of the youngest self-made millionaires and entrepreneur experts, and then turned it into a movie called The Yes Movie, the film that exposes the secrets of today's youngest millionaires and how they do it. What's their secret? What can we learn from these young Gen Ys? He helps entrepreneurs focus on what matters the most and then outsource the rest. Today, he travels the world teaching entrepreneurs to generate wealth doing what they love, and that's the goal that we all want. Find that passion. He has just described the movie that he's made, the Yes Movie, to me as a little bit like The Secret on steroids meets MTV. Let's take a look at the trailer.
Society has programmed us to follow a certain path. The reality of how young people are supposed to grow up and support themselves. The fact that after high school you go to college, and the belief that if you work hard and long enough at your 9-to-5 job, you'll be rewarded with the lifestyle of your dreams. Unfortunately, the vast majority of people have yet to experience this freedom and are stuck in a cycle of debt, stress, and disappointment. Rebel millionaires at the cutting edge of every industry. Rather than following the conventional path created centuries ago, these modern-day nonconformists had an idea, trusted their instincts, took a risk, and that risk paid off. Paid off big. Individually and collectively, they are helping to create a paradigm shift of personal consciousness in what is possible for your life today. Authors, inventors, executives, retailers, filmmakers.
As I turned 30, I realized that the American dream takes more than visualization. Therefore, I went on a journey across this great nation to hear the success stories from my generation.
Modern-day radical spirits of business who have built multi-million-dollar companies joined together for the first time with seasoned mentors to explore the secrets of wealth creation, freedom, and success.
Even if it's growing up on the south side of Chicago and making your first $1 million at 14 and being a best-selling author, I'm here to say that it is possible. So please join the Young Entrepreneur Society and make your mark on the world.
The Young Entrepreneur Society.
Time is now to say yes to your success. What are you waiting for?
Well, to find out that and much, much more, please put your hands together for Louis Lautman.
The time is now to say yes to your success. You guys having a good time out here today so far? Yeah. Anybody just get here by chance? So you've been here for a while. Were you guys here yesterday? Yeah? You having fun, learning a lot? Is anybody looking for more? You know, sometimes, hey, how you doing? A lot of times we go to these events, we get all excited, maybe we buy a package, and what happens is that package of purchase kind of sits on the shelf. Has anybody experienced that before? It happens. It's the reality. I used to go to these programs all the time, and I think, I'm going to make money in real estate and get rich. I'm going to become a stock trader and be rich. I'm going to be a Forex trader and be rich. You know, at the end of the day, I thought, well, I'm going to be rich. You know, and it wasn't necessarily that I really wanted to trade Forex. I wanted to trade currencies. I wanted to learn all these things. But it was this end result that I had in mind, this thing that I wanted to create. But what I learned over the last 34 years is that it's not so much about the end result, but it's really more about the journey and how you get there. What I'm going to be talking to you today is really about you. I'm going to be selling one thing today, and I hope that you all buy it. It's you believing in yourself and you living your passion. figuring out how you can wake up every single day excited, enthusiastic, and ready to work, what I really call play, doing what you love. By a show of hands, how many people would like that? Almost everybody. So if your hand didn't go up, you don't want that, I guess, right? Well, my name is Lautman. I'm from the United States. If you haven't noticed, I hope you don't hold it against me. I've got a couple goals here. The time is now to say yes to your success. What you just saw was the trailer to a film that I made about 2 years ago. It's called The Yes Movie. I traveled the world for a year interviewing the most successful self-made multimillionaires and entrepreneur experts, kids who are making millions and millions of dollars at the age of 14, 15, 16, 17 years old. Quite frankly, I was fascinated how they did it. And I wanted to learn, and I wanted to share that message with other people. But first, I want to share with you some goals that I have. I've got 3 goals here today. I mean, all I want to do is I want to offer you some new winning strategies to take action on. Just by a show of hands, if you were able to learn some new goals or some new strategies that would help you get quicker to your goals, yes or no, would that be beneficial? Yes. Would it? Okay, that's what I want to do. I also want to inspire you to take these new winning actions today. If you started on the path of going toward what you want, would you be a little bit happier with yourself, do you think? Yes or no? Yeah. Well, those of you that didn't say yes, keep doing what you're doing, and that's fine. If you didn't say yes and you're thinking yes, that's fine also. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to wake you guys up. I'm here to offer you an opportunity that's been boiling inside of some of you for your whole life. Some of you have had this desire, this dream, this vision, this thing that you want to create. Yeah, you're making money, you've got a good family life, but there's something else. There's something bigger out there for you. Is there anybody that wants to play a bigger game than they're already playing by a show of hands? That's who I'm talking to. Fantastic. My 3rd goal, guys, is I want to provide you an opportunity to learn and become a master of these new strategies. Because what I have found is when you become a master, you don't even think about it anymore. You know, it's amazing. Like, we see people who are dancers or martial artists or all these different things that take years and years of practice. But you know when you hit that mastery level, it becomes effortless? Has anybody experienced that effortless, like, mastery in something? I can breathe. I'm a master. I don't even think about it anymore. Anybody else do that? I've mastered the art of breathing. That's where I want to get you with your passion on how to generate revenue, how to generate wealth doing what you love. Okay? So I want to know what separates a top entrepreneur from someone who struggles. What do you guys think? What is it? Written goals. Yeah, I believe that. What else? Mindset. What else? Confidence. Excuses. The top people make excuses or they don't make excuses? They probably don't make many excuses. They sell them. In the Yes Movie that you saw there, Bob Proctor, he was in the film, and he said, entrepreneurs come up and create something out of nothing. They're artists, and then they sell that idea. It's exactly what they do. Well, I want to give you the #1 secret to being a top performer. If I gave you the #1 secret, and it was something that you never heard before, and I told you that it would powerfully catapult you to the next level, would you guys at least try it? Yes or no? You would? All right, here it is. It's to be here now. How many people are here now? Hold on, keep your hands up. Let me get down from the lights up here. So not everybody whose hand is up is here now. All right, some of us are here. I see you guys. You can put them down. All right. Now see, a lot of people that I've found in my journey through life is that they're here physically, but mentally they're checked out. Emotionally, they're checked out. Maybe spiritually, financially, they're checked out. What I want to get you to a place is to be here mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, like in the present moment, like right here. Because how many people are thinking about the noise in the other room right now? All right, that's cool. It's on the side of my mind. Can't deny it. How many people are thinking about what they're having for lunch? That's cool. All right. I appreciate it. How many people are thinking about what their friends are doing today? A couple people. See, these are the things that come up for all of us. These are the things that take us away from the gifts, the opportunities that are available to us to get to that next level, to be extraordinary. I mean, have you ever been in an opportunity and you don't recognize the opportunity until like you left and you go somewhere else and you're like, is that what that meant? Is that what was available to me? How did I miss that? Was she really into me? Right? Guys, you ever have that one? Couple of us? And it was just available if we would have just focused on the present moment. The top entrepreneurs, they have an ability to be with people. They have this ability to forget about all that stuff. I'm hungry, I'm tired, I sat in traffic, what are my wife, my kids, all this noise, Occupy going on out there. They have an ability to stay present in the present moment, to be with people, to really engage in what's available out of certain situations. Have you guys ever met someone who's like really present in a conversation with you? Who's like really available for opportunity? When you meet someone like that, isn't it like, wow, there's something about this person that I like, and I want to be around this person? Have you guys met people like that? Yeah, that's who I want to be around, like people that really get it. What is it about that guy or that girl? That's what the top entrepreneurs, I've traveled the world, and that I find that they have an ability to focus on the present moment. You see, it's kind of interesting because I wonder where your thoughts are. Let's imagine that we had a timeline. So there's a timeline going on. Let's say that this is the past. We've got a timeline going on through this line right here. There's the past. We'll call this the present. Why don't we call this one, what do you think we should call this? Great idea. We'll call this one the future. I have found that most people go through life like this. 80% of people, they're going through life like this. If my focus is where my eyes are shining, where I'm looking, most people are going through life like this. What does this mean? All I experience in my life, moving into my future, is all that I'm seeing from my past. As I'm going through life, things have always been this way, so this is how things will always be. I've never done this, and I could never do that, and I've never had this, so this is what I won't have. And by the time you get to the end of your life, it's kind of like, wow. Has anybody ever seen someone who's diagnosed with an illness and they only have a certain amount of time to live? Have you guys ever seen that? What do? I'm quitting my job, I'm traveling the world, I'm starting that business. True story, 10 years ago, my brother died. And he died of a drug interaction, died in his sleep. And I was 23 years old at the time, 24 actually. And I was working for a company. I'll tell you a little bit about my story. Got a job working in New York City selling telecommunication services. I was very successful. They moved me at age 23 to move down to Florida to open up my own sales office. And I was managing an office of telecommunication salespeople. I'd sold over $1 million worth of telecom services. And then I'm managing people. I'm teaching them how to do it. And all of a sudden I got a phone call from my father. And he's like, your brother's dead. And I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, I'd never experienced that in my life before. And I really started thinking, wow, you know, am I going to die? I mean, we're all going to die. None of you are getting out of here alive. Not this room, you know. All right, just want to make sure. Not this room, right? But you only have like 100 years to live. Maybe some of you less, significantly less. And it was in that moment when I started thinking to myself, I mean, I really started thinking, is this really what I want to be doing with my life? I was making decent money. I was making 6 figures and above as a 23-year-old kid, managing an office, walking around, really well respected, but it wasn't what I loved. It wasn't what I loved to do. And I thought, I want more. The money's great, but I want more. I want my sole purpose to be satisfied. There's something bigger that I want in this future. So I started working for this guy. You ever hear this guy named Tony Robbins? A motivational guru, live your passion, you know that guy? Started traveling the country with United States with Tony Robbins. They would send me into a business, and I would teach his strategies, and then I would help people get through his seminars. I worked for him for about 6 months, and I started working for a gentleman by the name of Tom Hopkins. He's a grandfather of sales training. He's authored over 35 books on sales skills. Then I realized at a certain point, I don't necessarily have to work for these gurus anymore. I can do this on my own. So from 2004 to 2008, I had a sales training company. I was teaching specifically selling skills to in-house companies, commissioned salespeople. I was selling to network marketers. When I realized that there's more than just specific selling skills that I wanted to teach people, there's a greater picture. And that's when I came up with this concept to the movie that I'll tell you about in a little bit. But the important thing that I wanted you to get was that someone had to die in my life, someone very close to me, where I realized that there's something greater and bigger here, and I'm going to find a way to do that. Because I was always told, no, you're too short, you're too fat, you're too ugly, you're too broke, you don't come from the right family. For me, I didn't get the short one, but it's something else for all of us. And it's really a shame when it's your voice, the person that you look at in the mirror every day, the person who's sitting in your seat who's telling you those things. Because you can be, do, and have greater than you already have. For some of us, it's not about the money. We just want to find a way to do what we love. But the challenge that I find is that too many people have a hobby. Who here has a hobby? How would you like to turn that hobby into a business? How would you like to make money doing that thing that you love so you can wake up every single day and say, yes, it's another day, thank God. Not, oh God, another day. See, the difference between having a hobby and having a business is that your hobby is fun to do, and the way that I teach you to set up a business is to set up your hobby to generate wealth. See, not a lot of people realize that the thing that you love to do, the thing that you are born to do, you should be doing. When you were 5 years old, you had no problem doing that thing that you loved. If you wanted to go jump in the air, you did it. If you wanted to be a fireman when you grow up, or a singer or a dancer, you did it. I don't know what happened along the way that had us stop doing that thing and go get a job. See, at least in the United States, the way that we're brought up is you go to school, you get good grades, so you can get a good job. And then you have a job for 35 years, and when you're 65, you can retire, and then you can enjoy life. Is that about the same here in Australia? Kind of, yes or no? Yes. Is it? Yes. To me, that didn't work. And especially when something hit me hard. When I told you when I was 24 years old and I lost my brother, I said, fuck, when is it going to happen? When is it time for me to take back my life? When am I going to stand up for myself, invest and do whatever it takes to create the lifestyle that I want? For me, life is about lifestyle mastery. That's what I teach. Figuring out what you love to do, and then figuring out how to create wealth doing what you love. Not getting a job Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, doing something that you don't like, and then figuring out what to do with your life after work, Monday through Friday, and then on the weekends. By a show of hands, would that be something that would be beneficial? I know a lot of people are already doing it. Would you love to do what you love and make money doing it? Yes or no? Yes. Let's be honest. How many people have that fear? Keep your hands down if it might be a little scary to just imagine that concept. Keep your hands down. So it looks like it's all of you. You see, what happens is most people are going through life stuck in the past. Well, I've never seen it before. Well, I don't know. My family never did it. My neighbors never did it. I don't want to look silly. I don't want to look foolish. I don't want to stand out from the crowd. I want to make sure that everything is okay. I want to get you right here. I want to get you into the present moment where we're at right here, where you can make decisions. Any Deepak Chopra fans? What does he call this place over here? I call it the future. He calls it the place of unlimited possibilities. Doesn't he? It's unlimited possibilities because he's bringing nothing into here. You see, can I grab one of these and one of these and one of these? A lot of people are walking through life like this. They're carrying a lot of this into, they might be present, but they're looking into their future, trying to go in this direction, but it's kind of slow and it's kind of hard because they got all this stuff on their back. Deepak Chopra says unlimited possibilities because it's unlimited over there. He doesn't want you to bring this stuff into here. This was the stuff that you leave back over here in your past. And now you've got an empty canvas for you to paint the picture of how you want life to be. See, either the tail wags the dog or the dog wags the tail. You're the dog in a good sense, but you're the one wagging the tail. You're the one who should be creating your experience of where you're at, of how you're feeling, of how everything is happening around you. That's where I want to get you, so you can live in that place that very few people live in. And my thing is not working here. I'm pressing forward, and it's not working. If you can help me move the slide along. I want to get you to this place, maybe you want to check this, of moving into the future. If you can check this very quickly, please. I want to get you into the place of standing powerfully in the present, not being held back by the constraints of the past, but living into your future and creating a future that you love. Is that a good place to be, yes or no? Is there anybody, seriously, that would want to start thinking about things that way? By a show of hands. Almost everybody. Fantastic. It's a little scary. I was told one time, 3 things can happen when you're ready for a change. Either nothing happens and you're stuck in the past and you're going through your life just experiencing things the way they always are. You can bring all your friends with you. One of the toughest things to do is certain times you've got to detach from certain people that are holding you back. Successful people, they want to lift you up. Negative, unsuccessful people want to bring you down. Find a group of people that want to lift you up. Tim Ferriss yesterday, if you guys were around when he said that, he says, I go out and hang out with people who are fired up, who are passionate, who are excited. That's who I like hanging out with. Does anybody else like hanging out with those kinds of people? All I do is travel the world, talk about business, and help people find their passion and create a business. I'm homeless. I do not own a home. I don't pay rent anywhere. I own 2 bags with all of my favorite stuff. Nothing else. I own 2 bags. And I have more freedom, excitement, opportunity in my life than I've ever experienced. I buy one-way tickets and just go hang out places. I put on events like this. I have a 5-day training that I'm going to tell you guys about. I spend about a month in a different country all the time. Right before this, I was in Turkey. Right before that, I was in Las Vegas. Travel all around the world, and I've been doing that for the last year. It's been a year. I read the 4-Hour Work Week 4 years ago when it first came out, and I've since I had an entrepreneur training company, which I told you a little bit about, and then I started selling virtual assistant services. Tim Ferriss, you guys remember, has anybody read the 4-Hour Work Week? Yeah, he talks about how you start outsourcing stuff. I was like, this is great. I was already outsourcing. I met a guy named James Shremko last year in Egypt, and he was saying, I've got 50 assistants, and they're all virtual. I was like, that's interesting. I want to learn this guy's strategies. And from that moment, I began selling virtual assistants because I had gone through the troubles of finding and how do I manage and work with a virtual assistant. I had had virtual assistants since 2004. And now I help other entrepreneurs to figure out what they love to do and then outsource the rest. That's what Tim Ferriss is talking about. That's what I help people do. I'm a product of the product. I'm not going to tell you to do anything I'm not doing. I travel the world and teach people how to build businesses. I have 2 businesses generating income, multiple streams coming in. That's what I want to show you to create based on what you love. I'm not going to sell you my book or my package. I want to sell you, your dream, your desire. Yes or no, do you want that? Yes. All right, stay with me here. All I do, this training, it's kind of funny. I label it like I'm putting on a 5-day program November 16th through the 20th. I label it Business Acceleration Training because it helps you accelerate your business. At the end of the day, it's awareness training. It's an awakening training. The first 2 days, you wouldn't even think that it's a business program because we talk about your desires, your beliefs, your paradigms, your mindset, your thoughts, what you love. We get in touch with your 5-year-old child that's inside, burning up, waiting to just explode and be fully self-expressed. You've been holding that back. But that kid inside wants to make some money and have some fun and serve people and contribute and be a part of a larger network. That's what I want to show you how to do. It's kind of funny. I remember, let's see, do they have stick shift here? They have stick shift? I'll never forget. I was 15 years old. And my friend asked me if I wanted to drive a stick shift. I was like, absolutely. And I was like, I actually asked if I wanted to drive his car. And I realized it was a stick shift, a manual transmission. And I was like, okay. And I looked really silly because I didn't have my license, but I was like, I can drive. Come on, let me do it. He had a Mustang, a Ford Mustang. And I remember sitting there and I was like, I don't know how to do this. All of a sudden I realized I don't know how to drive stick shift. And then my father, who owned a stick shift at the age of 15, he spent some time with me. And where I was from, you get your license at age 16 to drive. So you have this like permit beforehand, and my father started showing me, and I had to think about it. Anybody else here drive stick shift? Anybody else when they drove stick shift, they would stall out and like they're trying to drive and it would keep stalling on them? Does that happen? It happened to me, and I felt really silly, but I was like, I got to get through this, and I'm holding the clutch and moving the manual. And what I realized was that I'm thinking about it, but after a while, I don't even have to think about it. Did you guys experience that also? Now I can listen to the radio, I can chew bubble gum, talk on my cell phone, do all these things while driving a stick shift. Now, why would I tell you that story? Why would that be relevant in business? What do you think? Let's hear it out loud. Second nature. What else? Absolutely. You're hardwired. It's mastery. The same example in my stick shift story. Where are you in certain aspects of your business? Where are you in terms of building out your dream? Is there an area that you were where I was when I was 14? I didn't know how to drive a stick shift. I had no idea. Are you at an area of your business where you're like, well, I didn't even realize that. But now you're realizing. Or maybe you're at an area where, okay, I now know I don't know how to do internet marketing. I don't know how to automate my sales funnels. Sales funnels, what's that? I don't even know what that is. Or maybe you're at an area, well, yeah, I finally got this Facebook thing down. I'm finally getting some clients. Referrals, well, I sure don't know how to build an automated referral network. Maybe that's something that I should do. Customer service, accounting, bookkeeping, human resources. Oh my goodness. I've got to think about that all the time. But for you, are there areas of your business that at some point you didn't know how to do, but all of a sudden, like today, you're masters at it? By a show of hands. What's an area for you? Building sites. When you were 5, did you know how to build websites? 3 years ago, you know how to build websites. When you first started, was it difficult? And you had to think about it, and it probably took you time. And now, you build sites very quickly. It's the natural progression that we as human beings face with growth. That's how we grow. We don't know how to do something, we learn how to do it, and we don't think about it, right? Same with walking or crawling or anything. So I want you to start thinking about where in your business are you at with that particular thing. You see, I want to know what you know. If this is all the world and this is all the information in the universe, I believe that this is what you know. And what's interesting is, here's what you don't know. So what could that other area be? What is it? Yeah, all this is that stuff you don't even realize that there are very small little tweaks that you need to make in your business that could accelerate your profits. You're working a job and you have this idea. You don't want to give up that income. You're scared. You don't have to give it up at first. You can still work nights and weekends. But there's a small little tweak. There's a strategy out there. You see, you're all using strategies. The question to ask yourself, is the strategy that you're using giving you the results that you want? Your decision-making strategy, your buying strategies, who you talk to strategies, how you enter a marketplace strategies. Are they giving you the results that you want? If they're not, find a new strategy. I want to give you these strategies. Who are you taking advice from? I mean, who do you guys seriously take advice from? Let's hear it. Who do you take advice from? Parents, friends, teachers. For some of us, that could be good or bad, right? Most people take advice from people who failed. No, I tried that business one time. Building websites, can't make any money on a website. Oh, starting your own clothing line? No, you can't make money. Painter, singer? No, there's no money in that. All right, I'll just keep doing what I've always done, go through life till I get to the end and die unhappy. Or how about the people who've never did it before? Nope, I don't think that you can build a website. You're not the kind of person that builds websites. I mean, are there people like that in our life that talk to us like that? Yes or no? I want to help you create the structures so your inner voice is stronger than their voice. You can start listening. Jim Rohn, the business philosopher. I used to go out and work for Jim Rohn. because I respected him and wanted to learn from him. He didn't have to pay me. I said, I want to serve you. How can I help you? I would go to his seminars. We're talking 15 years ago. Anybody familiar with Jim Rohn, the old business philosopher? How can I get near to this person to learn from him? And he would say, listen to a lot of voices, but at the end of the day, listen to your own. Make up your own mind. Here's who I say you listen to, guys. It's the experts. Anybody know who that is? Yeah. You got me right there, wherever it is. You got me, this guy named Larry Burnett, and that's Tim Ferriss. I met him a couple years ago at a Richard Branson charity event. Ironically enough, he ended up not attending because he went to go break a world record, and that's just kind of his thing. You know, what I love about Richard Branson, 16 years old, he realizes that the traditional path is not for him. He didn't care what his teachers thought or his family thought. He said, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm going to go do this business magazine, this magazine that he had at the time selling records. He said, screw it, let's do it. This is what I'm doing. He had the guts. He had the fortitude. If you ever read his first book, Losing My Virginity, it's an amazing book. And he'll talk about how he makes decisions a lot differently than most people who are safe and secure. You ever see a little child hold on to their mother or their father in a marketplace and like they're walking around on their leg? Eventually they get off and the little kid is like looking around. They get scared and they go back to security. But eventually they go a little further. I'm going to try another business. I'm going to do something. I'm going to put together a business deal. I'm going to go to this next seminar, read this next book. I'm going to do this next thing. Doesn't work out. They go back to their job, go back to whatever is safe. But eventually that kid is walking around, running around. It's the same with us as entrepreneurs. It's the same thing for you. Sitting in the seat right now, there's something inside of you that wants to be happy, that wants to be fulfilled, that wants to be expressed, that you want to live in full vitality and energy and wake up every day and love what you do. Would that be a good place to live from, yes or no? I mean, I can tell you, I remember since 5 years old, I want to do what I want, when I want, where I want, how I want, with who I want, anytime I want. It got me in a lot of trouble sometimes, but what I knew deep down inside was there was a way. And I went the traditional path, and I went to university, and somehow I graduated in 4 years, got a job in corporate America selling telecom services. They really liked my work ethic and became a manager at a very young age when I realized that there's got to be more, and there's a way. And I found a way. Here's who you listen to, guys. Find the experts. Find the people who are doing what you want to do and go work for them. Just like I went to work for free for Jim Rohn, went to work for Tony Robbins. Find a mentor who can help you in your path. Not their passion, not their path, but your particular path. That's who you should be looking to. What are your disempowering beliefs? What's limiting you? Well, that's great for you, Lewis. You know, you're this guy from the United States. You can go out and do that thing, but not me. What's holding you back? It's fear of something. Well, I don't know. You know, it's just scary. You ever see a trapeze artist? What happens to a trapeze artist? They've got to get to this next one. Whoop, let me grab back over here. I'm going to try entrepreneurship. I might start a website. I'm not sure. Wait, hold on. Eventually, you've got to let go of something in order to get to this powerful future, this vision that you've created for yourself. So just start thinking about who has. I mean, we all have them. I have them to this day. I can't wait till I find a limiting belief. As soon as I see it come up, I think, oh, another limiting belief. Other people around me, I challenge people. If you see me limiting my possibilities, let me know. All my friends know it. If I'm talking with people, I'll let you know that you're limiting yourself. Because there's somebody else who'd be in your exact same position and they'd make a decision differently. Start thinking about that. Here's 3 decisions top entrepreneurs make in the face of adversity. You can change your focus. You can change the meaning of something. And you can change what you're going to do about it. You see, it's not what happens to you in life that matters. It's what you do about what happens to you in life that matters. It happened. It's not happening. So what? Now what? I tried a business once. I invested that money. I don't have the money. What are you going to do about it? Here's 3 beliefs of top entrepreneurs in unresourceful states: that it must change now, I must change it now, and I can change it now. What's that final word at the end of every sentence? What is it? Yeah, not tomorrow, not next week. Tony Robbins used to teach us. He'd say, never leave the sight of setting a goal without taking one step toward its attainment. One step. You have the idea, this guy's onto something, I'm in. I'm making a phone call. I'm sending an email, I'm doing something, because then you start momentum. That's why you see all these guys selling these seminars. Make your commitment today. One of the greatest things you could do is, in the face of making a decision, is do something. Do something toward that step. Do something toward achieving that goal. That's where I want to get you to the place when you start thinking of something, you immediately do something about it. Would that be a place that you think would start building momentum for you, yes or no? Of course it would. And then that momentum builds on momentum and builds on momentum till you become an unstoppable force. I want you to become an unstoppable force in what you love to do. Because I want to talk with you and hang out with you and meet you, and I want to see you lit up and fired up so we can be on the same energetic level. When I find people, I got my job and I got to go to work, and I'm there till 9 o'clock. You can't put me to sleep at times because I'm so excited. I can't wake up early enough because I'm so excited to do the things that I love. Because I've built multiple businesses on what I love. And I meet other people like Tim Ferriss, like the people he hangs out with, like I hang out with. All I do is travel the world and go into these places that entrepreneurs are hanging out in. And I hang out in these spaces because it feels good. That's what I like to do. What do you like to do? Now let's figure out a way to make money doing it. I want to show you how you can support your lifestyle, whatever it is, doing what you enjoy. So when you turn your biggest fear into freedom, who here has something that they really want to do, like a passion? Who here has something? I saw this hand go up. I called on you before. What's your passion? Same as what I'm doing right now. What would be the best way to do something like I'm doing right now? Talk to someone who's doing it. I travel the world doing it. It's a good person to talk to, right? Who else has a passion? What's your passion? Making documentaries. What would be a really, really, really good idea for you if you want to make documentaries? Yeah, hang out with people who are making documentaries. Have you seen the Yes movie yet? No. It's a documentary, but people don't even call it a documentary. They call it an inspirational film. It's an 82-minute full-length feature blockbuster film that is changing the way that we think about growing up in our society. It's a good person to meet and talk to. I've got a 5-day event I'm going to tell you about in a few minutes. Hang out with other people, but not the people who are failing, not the people who haven't done it, but the people who are experts, that have been down the road before, guys. What's your greatest fear? And what has it gotten you? What has it gotten you? Just keep that. Yep, I'm still right there. That's all I want to know about. I don't want to look over there. I don't want to let go of the trapeze. I'm too afraid. What has it gotten you? If you were able to break through one of your fears or hesitations, do you think you'd have a better life, yes or no? Do you think you'd feel better throughout the day? You know, what I want to be when I grow up is feeling good and doing what I want to do. That's what I want to do, and be able to get rid of all that stuff that's holding me back from not doing that. Oh, let's see if this is working. Top producer formula. That's that formula I was telling you about. I don't really get into it much here. We get into it in the 5-day program, but it's really figuring out where am I at on my levels of consciousness. So I realize there's something I don't know. There's something I should know. Now I know how to do it, and now I'm a master at it. You got to learn to walk through that formula. Understand whatever's next for you, that's what you have to break through. And that's what gets you to the next level. I want to help you get anything you want. There's types of people out there. There's those that make it happen. There's those that watch it happen. And there's those that say, what happened? Everybody else is going to miss out on this presentation. But, you know, you've been here. And then when you leave, which one are you? Are you making stuff happen? Which kind of people do you like hanging out with? Which one? The people that make stuff happen? That's who I like hanging out with. You know, I make sure that I'm the dumbest and poorest person that I hang out with. I always purposely put myself in a peer group that are smarter than me and make more money than me. Why do you think I do that? Yeah, I pay money to people. I pay tens of thousands of dollars every year to be in peer groups, masterminds, that I can hang out with people who are smarter than me and make more money than me. We always rise to the expectation level of our peer group. Think about your peer group. You're probably a byproduct of the 5 most common people that you're hanging out with. So what new actions do you desire to take now? Who here has an action that they'd like to take? Not that you're going to take, that you'd at least like to take. Anybody have something they'd like to do differently? A couple people? Don't be afraid. Yeah? What's a new action?
I was going to approach Jamie and said what room freight, bringing his stuff maybe into rural areas.
So she was thinking of approaching Jamie and saying that she would work for free. And it's something you're thinking about and would like to, but not sure. How many other people have one of these things they're thinking about, but not sure? I know most of you do. There's something you'd like to do. You know, you're thinking about it, but not sure. We all have it. But what if you broke through that? How would your life change? Imagine being associated with Jamie McIntyre and bringing his message out to rural areas, right? I'm sure he'd love that. And for all of you that have that thing inside of you that you'd like to do, imagine the impact that you can have on the world. But imagine you being selfish and holding on to that thing that you want to do, how you're not serving the world, how you're not serving a greater community. It's really inside of you to express. That's why it's been put inside of you, to give it out as a gift to someone else. The more you hold on to it, it's not serving anybody. Well, I don't want to look silly. Well, I don't want to fail. It's not how many times you fail, but it's how many times you get up after you fail. And it's not even failure. It's just learning a way not to do the thing that you thought that you wanted to do. Anybody know Chris Howard? He's a guy who comes down here from America quite a bit. He comes to Australia. I just spent the last week in Turkey with him. He's in the Yes movie. We interviewed him, and he talks about that's the job of an entrepreneur, is to keep failing until they find the way, until they find the way to succeed. That's what we do as entrepreneurs. So you got to learn to act as if. Act as if the thing that you want to happen is actually going to happen. Act as if that thing that you want is on its way. Act as if Jamie McIntyre wants you to be his apprentice. Act as if the person that you want to do business with wants to do business with you. Act as if that business deal is going to happen and you're going to negotiate like it's already been done. You see, because it has. You have to have the intention first. You have to have the belief first. Because if you don't believe in yourself, do you think if you're trying to do business with somebody else, they're going to notice that? Yes or no? Do I look like I believe in this information? Yes or no? Could you imagine if I didn't? How would I be presenting it? Well, you know, I'm thinking about it, right? We see people like that. What if you could have the same passion, the same certainty, the same belief for the thing that you love to do, and you could do more of it? Would that be good? That's what I want to show you how to do. It's time to start moving forward fast, guys. I've only got about 15 minutes left. When I leave this room, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. What are you going to do? We've got a 5-day program coming up. Write this down, November 16th through the 20th. What we do on the 16th, we're actually going to have a screening of the Yes movie. We're going to start at 5 o'clock. It's an hour-and-a-half film. You will be more inspired from that film than any other film that you've seen. One way to find out is to see it. Your mind is going to be opened in a way that you've never seen opened before. Because we're going to show you stories of kids who are 14, 15, 16, 17 years old, making millions and millions of dollars, who are hiring their teachers from school to work for them. It's brilliant, truly brilliant. And then we bring in the entrepreneurs, Bob Proctor, T. Harv Eker, Les Brown, Mark Victor Hansen, our very own Brad Sugars from Australia here. It's a really inspirational film. And then we have a discussion about the movie, what it means to you, and what you can begin to work on. That's Wednesday. Thursday and Friday, the 17th and the 18th, it's here in Melbourne. We talk about the inner game. Now, I could give you all the external strategies, and we do that on Saturday and Sunday, but until you have the right mindset, until you get your thinking clear, until you get the momentum and motivation, and you're clear on your vision, your aspirations, your dreams, your goals, the things that you want, and really get associated that it's possible, you're not going to take any actions toward them. So that's why I call it the Business Acceleration Boot Camp, but it's an awareness training. It's becoming more aware to the opportunities, to what's available to you at every moment, Regardless of the fact that you have no money in your bank account, that you just got divorced, that you're feeling down, you're unemployed, whatever's going on. Or maybe you're making tons of money and you're happy and your kids are happy and life is good. Would you agree that there's always room for improvement? Yes or no? Of course there is. That's called the competitive edge. The competitive edge, that 1% of 1%. That's who I like to train. I'll work with everybody, but I like the people who are performing at peak levels. We talk about your values. Until you're clear on what your values are, you're going to make decisions based on what I would call not the correct foundation. But when you start making decisions on what your true values are, everything becomes an expression of who you are. My movie, my products, my seminars, my outsourcing company, everything is an expression of who I am based on my values. That's how you build a business that lasts. Beliefs. We're going to determine what you believe to do and be and have. Because if you don't believe something is possible, chances are you're never going to go out and do that. Would you agree with that? Of course you would. We're going to find out where your beliefs come from. You see, you create everything in your life. Everything that you have, everything that's going on, you've created up until now. And what's great about that is that you had a certain strategy. If you want to create something different, all you need to do is examine what strategy brought me here. Then how do I find another strategy to get what I want? We're going to teach you how to create any emotion. Is managing your emotions important in business? Yes or no? Yes. Of course it is. We're going to talk about the subconscious, the conscious, and the superconscious. I don't want to get too far into it today, but it's the core programming of your life that wakes you up in the morning and smack dab, there it is. We're going to give you a chance to just merely do that and say, all right, this is here. Do I want it back? Or do I want to change that and have something else come up? To start operating from a place of really who you are, based on who you want to be, not who you were last week or last month or last year or 10 years ago. I'm going to teach you how to declare peak performance. You're going to learn that the cause is greater than the effect. You're going to learn that you can take ownership for 100% of the results in your life. You see, there's people out there, you've gained a lot of weight. You have a horrible relationship. You're broke. Congratulations, because you used a certain strategy to create that. And it's not about the end result. I'm going to teach you how to look at the fundamental underlying strategy that built this result. They're merely results. We're putting all the meaning onto it ourselves. We've got to learn how to just start doing things a little differently. But in order to start doing things differently, we have to start thinking about things differently. What they call taking off the old frame and just putting on a new frame on this situation. And then becoming a master of that. We're going to teach you quantum linguistics. Have you guys found that money is attracted to people who speak a certain way, who talk about things a certain way? Yes or no? Well, I'm not worthy. I don't think so. I'll never do that. I mean, that's one way of talking about it. There's some people who don't have a certain amount of money to invest in certain things. If you start talking a certain way, people will want to hand you money. It's really amazing. I'm going to teach you the language of capital. So when you need to raise capital for your business and you don't have your $1 million, your $250,000, I raised $250,000 to make the Yes movie. I'll tell you exactly how I did it. It's just changing the way that you speak about things. You change your language, you change your life. What new possibilities does that open up for you? By a show of hands, be honest, is there something that opens up for somebody if these things started shifting for them? What do you think? I saw you raise your hand. What would open up for you if you started changing some of these things?
Oh, anything. I mean, specifically for me, we're going traveling shortly, so I'd quite like to do that 5-star.
Yeah, travel and 5-star luxury. Yeah, fantastic. I found a way to stay at 5-star resorts, sometimes for free, sometimes for a trade-off, other times for a very minimal investment. I travel the world, I'm homeless, and I buy one-way tickets and hang out in different places. That's all I do. I have multiple streams of income. I have over 30 websites that generate income for me. I have continuity websites. I sell virtual assistant services, labor from the Philippines, high-quality labor at a low cost, and it's awesome. Good person to find would be me to talk to on how you can recreate that. You may have certain levels of that. You got to start creating systems for yourself, guys. If you don't have a sales funnel, I want to show you how to do that. In our 5-day program, I walk you through, because a lot of people get in business, I want to sell this. Well, great. How are you going to make money doing all of that? You've got to either find more people to sell, or sell more people that you already have. Sell more stuff to them. I want to help you build your sales funnel. Success is 20% influencing others, and it's really 80% influencing yourself. That's why I focus so much on the inner game. Go out and buy all the packages like I did, and realize if it's not your passion, you've got to finally come true with who you are, and then start selling yourself. That's what I'm here for, to sell you on you. Because I want to be in a world with other people that are lit up and excited like me. I'm all about community. I'm all about being around other people. We've created these mastermind forum chapters, Young Entrepreneur Society mastermind forum chapters all over the United States. I'm going to be building some down here in Melbourne. The people who come to the 5-day event, this is not just come to the event and see you later. We're going to build a support network. We have a meeting on Thursday evening, 122 William Street, Westpac Bank. Westpac Bank heard I was coming down here. They're sponsoring me. They're giving us all their locations throughout Australia to hold meetings in. They're going to be promoting this to their networks. Westpac Bank, pretty good, right? Some American guy that comes into town because we're creating these communities. I want to see you there on Thursday. For everybody who comes to the 5-day training, I'm going to have a pre-training, how to get started today, really on Thursday. For some people who might not know how to get the money, I'm going to ask you to make a minimal deposit, and I'm going to have a fund-busting program. I'm going to show you how you can raise the capital. It's not begging your mom or your dad for money. It's how you raise capital. Capital is the new gold. It's the new ventures for investors, people who are looking to hand you money. T. Harv Eker from the Yes movie. In the film, he says, there are cash-rich people looking for you. You sitting in that seat with that idea that you're too afraid to tell somebody. Someone wants to hand you money. I'm going to teach you how to prospect, how to find clients. I'm going to teach you why you don't meet more people. I'm going to teach you how to build rapport. Has anybody ever sold something just because they had rapport with somebody? Yes or no? I will take that all day long. Listen, if someone likes me and wants to give me money for my services, I got no problem with that. Has anybody ever lost business because they didn't have rapport? How much money have you left on the table because of your inability to create rapport with people? That alone is worth the training. Let's see here. I'm going to teach you how to qualify the people. So when you're talking with someone, you know, are they a prospect, a suspect, or someone that I should be investing my time into? I'm going to teach you why people buy, why people don't buy from you. I'm going to teach you how to present. See, one of the toughest things that I find is when I meet someone who wants to do something, but they don't actually know how to say what they want to do. Well, I'm thinking about blah, blah, blah. What the heck do you do? What is it? What are you talking about? Like, I want to help you, but what do you do? See, people want to do business with people who can clearly define who they are, what they're doing, and how they can help other people. So how would that be beneficial for you? I want to help you eliminate the objections that come up when you're trying to do business with people. I want to help you to close more deals and how to create quality introductions and referrals. Has anybody ever built like an all-referral network so they don't have to advertise or spend any money on that? I don't see a single hand. Has anybody heard of people that do that? Is that somewhere you'd like to bring your business, yes or no? It's a good place. I want to teach you how to build that system. I'm going to teach you how to find your entrepreneur profile. Because when you get started as an entrepreneur, you're doing everything. But what you realize very quickly is that you've got to focus on your core competencies. How do I get to the money the quickest? Doing what I'm best at, what my natural character allows me to do. And then you build a team around you. That's why I sell virtual assistants. Remember Tim Ferriss last night? He said, if you bring in virtual assistants and you got a good process, you're going to explode your business. If you got a bad process, you're going to create confusion and chaos. I want to give you the right foundation. So then I can show you how you can utilize virtual assistants. And then you can just wake up and do the thing that you love, the thing that you're best at, the thing that you were born to do. That's what I want to see you shining to do. I'm going to teach you who to partner with and how to create joint ventures. All of the money that you want is in someone else's pocket right now. I'm going to show you how to get other people's money, but how to get them to give it to you lovingly. Who here needs money? Who here wants money? Who here would like some money? Who here would like some more strategies on how to get money? I want to show you how to get the amount of money that you need to support your lifestyle. Not everybody needs to live in a mansion or be a multimillionaire. To me, it's all about generating enough wealth to support your lifestyle so you can continue to happily doing what you love to do. That's where I want to get you. Anybody have an organizational chart where like they're doing everything? Yeah, I see the hands. Well, that's what's going to happen. I want to teach you how to outsource that through virtual assistant services. You got to figure out what your time is worth. What is your time worth? If you're doing something, the bookkeeping, the human resources, the customer service, answering your emails, making phone calls, you need to find other people to do it. That's why I provide high-quality labor for people who are looking to build a company and don't yet know how, don't yet have the funds, don't have the experience. That's why we utilize virtual assistants. That's what Tim Ferriss was talking about. You are the bottleneck in your company. It's the truth. You are holding back your company's success. You are holding back your own success. What are you doing that you shouldn't be doing? Anybody have all these to-do lists? Well, guess what? Our training is different than anybody's training that I've ever been through. I've been going to the program since I was 16 years old. I'm 34 now. And we have you not only go through the inner game, the outer game, and really start defining what you love to do, but I have you download all throughout the program all the things that you have to do to build your company. Then we actually have you schedule it. So if you're ready for things to happen, this is a 5-day program, the Business Acceleration Bootcamp that you must